When I get there, when I'm preaching to hundreds and thousands of people, I'll be a good man. I'll be a good man. I'll be a great man, because that's when I'll know I'm a good man. When I get the blessing, when I have a house full of children and I have a wife, then I'll be great. When I get there. And the truth of the matter is, no, it's right here. It's a seed that you plant right here, right now. It's the man that you are right here. It's the woman that you are right now. It's right here, right now. It's what you do with the seed right now. It's how you toil the ground. It's how you deal with your relationships. It's how you deal with your wife. That's what makes her a good wife. It's how you treat her. It's how you treat your husband. That's what makes him a good man. Because truth of the matter is, it's how you do the work that makes it so fruitful. How often are you patient after you've watered the ground? After you watered the seed? How gentle are you? How patient are you? How kind are you? Because it's not about when you get there. Because here it is. We're all saying the same thing. When I get there. Wait until I get my money right. Wait until I find that right woman. Wait until I get all these blessings. But I'm trying to tell you, it's right here. Right now. It's right here, right now, that makes tomorrow what it's going to be. It's what you do right here. Ain't it about what you're going to do tomorrow? A lot of times I'm stuck thinking about, oh man, wait until I get my success. Wait until I become a millionaire. Wait until I get thousands of people to preach to. No, it's about what you do right here. It's about what you do right now. It's the work you do right here. Constantly being patient. I'm patient, God. I'm being patient with this relationship. You want to know what makes a great home? It's after you've done that work. Everybody wants a already finished house. Of course. The walls are already there. The doors are already there. The rooms are already there. That's a house. But if you really want a home, it's going to take some work. It's the work that you don't see. It's when the person is aggravated and frustrated and they're not happy. And I know what they'll say. It ain't your job to make the other person happy. But it is your job to bring peace. It is your job to be patient. It is your job to be kind. It is not your job to make the person happy, but it is your job to be patient. It is your job to be gentle. It is your job to have self-control. Because when they're acting a fool and you're upset or you're not happy and it's your job to toil that ground and say, honey, I'm not really happy right now, but I'm still going to be kind to you. I'm not going to say mean things to you. I'm not going to be discouraging. I'm not going to speak ill things to you. I'm going to keep speaking life. In season, out of season. Because if I had to wait every single day to feel happy in order for God to speak good things to me, where would I be? He says, I know the thoughts that I have for you. Thoughts to bless you, to prosper you, not to harm you. And listen, this scripture comes from Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 11. But hear what I'm saying to you. He said that while they were in captivity. While they were in Babylon, while they were in a hard situation, God was still speaking good things to them. Being patient with them in the situation, in the turmoil. See, when you're thinking about how great Israel is as a nation, it's a great nation. It's beautiful. It's been here for thousands of years. Thousands of years. And you're wondering all of its glory, all of that it is. It started with God's patience. All the way down to Abraham. God being patient with Abraham lying. God being patient when Abraham was impatient. Having a son, Ishmael, outside of what he promised. God being patient with Jacob. Seeing Jacob going around and being a trickster. Trying to steal his daddy's blessing. Trying to take his brother's blessing. God being patient. Yet still being so kind to him that here it is. Jacob did all of that, and God still changed his name to Israel. God being so gentle, so faithful. And you're talking about God, that's him doing that. No, here I'm saying to you is if you take this lesson from God, see, God built a nation. Most of us ain't thinking about building a nation. Most of us are just trying to have a nice home. Because you know you're only going to be here for 80 years, 100 years, 60 years. You're only here for a few years. You ain't thinking about generation. But if you're thinking about creating generations through your sons and your daughters, because your sons and your daughters are going to need you to be patient. They're going to need you to be kind. Just like your wife, they're going to need you to be patient, kind, peaceful. Because there ain't nothing worse than a home that ain't got no peace. A home that don't got no peace, they call that domestic violence. It is violence when you don't have peace in your home. It is violence when you can't find somebody to be kind in your home. I know you want all these great things. The blessings, the blessing. It's not when I get there. It's what you do right now. It's what you do right now. That is what makes tomorrow so fruitful, so sweet. Sweet like fruits. Like when you're taking a bite out of a strawberry, or grapes, or watermelon, or mangoes, or a banana, or an apple. It takes a time. An apple tree takes 25 years to grow. 25 years. I'm 30 years old. That means when I was planted, if 25 years ago, I would have been 5 years old. I had to plant a seed in order for me to enjoy the harvest now. Whatever you plant now. So if I want something great now, if I want a good sweet apple tree, if I want a good loving marriage and I get married now, and I want that thing to last and have something to eat when 25 years from now, when I'm 50 years old, when I'm 55 years old, if I want a sweet apple out of my wife, out of my children, a good sweet fruit out of it, I have to plant that seed now. It's what I do now as a man that makes me fruitful later. 25 years to grow an apple tree. Some fruits take a shorter amount of time. But I'm just simply saying, as sweet as we like, as much as we like apple trees, apple juice, apple sauce, apple pies, as much as we like those things, it took time for that apple tree to come. You want an apple pie, you got to be willing to wait and do the work and be patient with that apple tree. What are you building? Because it's not about when I get there, when I get there, when I get there. No, it's right now. Plant that seed now. Toil that ground tomorrow. Water it again next week. Water it again next month. Water it again next year. Keep on watering it for 25 years. until you find the fruit that you're looking for. And you're saying, I ain't got 25 years to wait. I'm 50 years old. I'm 60 years old. I got 25 years to wait for. And that's what happens. God promised Abraham a son. It took years before God gave him what he desired. God promised Moses and the people of Egypt to, hey, a promised land. I'm going to give you a promised land. A land that's filled with milk and honey, flowing with milk and honey. 40 years. 40 years. Some didn't even live to see the day. Moses couldn't even get in. 40 years you made them wait to taste the fruit that you had in store. That's what it is. The best things of life, the best things in life takes time. You just got married a year ago. And you going through some stuff with your wife and you ready to divorce. Why? You're going through some things with your wife. Unless it's infidelity, that's the only time Jesus says it's all right. If they're cheating, you know what you're doing. That's the only time you have to give up on it. That's the only time it's okay for you to give up on it. But if it's just financial situation, I'm ready to leave and find me a rich white man. What? Oh, she don't cook, she don't clean, she don't do none of it. You have years to develop that wife, because that wife, when you found a wife, you found a good thing. So you got to constantly work that ground. I'm not saying there's some situation where you won't get frustrated because you're saying, yo, hey, listen, this is not becoming fruitful, because even Jesus had that moment with the tree. He had a moment with the tree where the tree was not producing fruit and he was about to cut it down. He even used a parable when the tree would not produce fruit. And the ground owner said, yo, pluck up this ground. Why is it taking up the ground? To cut it off. And the landowner said, take it up, remove it. And the servant came up to him and said, give me another year. Let me build around it. Let me dig around it. Let me toil the ground real quick for a year. And if it still bears no fruit, you can uproot it. But after a year, I'm going to keep on toiling it. A year, 365 days of toiling, watering, constantly being patient, waiting for this tree to bear fruit. You have one more year. Sometimes you have to do that. You have to say that, one more year. But it's not about when I get there. It's about what you do now. That is what makes things fruitful.